Yeah, I think it's bothering me. Sorry, Devin. Sorry. Good.
Hey, Devin, so you choose Kentucky. Obviously, the offensive line was an issue last year. Obviously, I think you said in the previous interview you wanted to see that get fixed. What makes you feel confident that Kentucky has fixed that, or making the steps to fix it?
Yeah, I just think the guys that we brought in, obviously having the additions of Tanner, Marcus, and then everyone that really returned too last year. I mean, obviously a lot of guys at the offensive line position have a lot of reps under their belt. And then really just on top of that, Coach Cohen coming in, being able to have a, stagnant scheme for them, making sure that, everything is in place. And, I mean, it's really good to hear a lot of the terminology from 2021 with the guys that have been here sounds very familiar. So they're able to pick up on it fast. And, like I said, adding depth to that room just made that decision much more easier for me.
Devin, Coach Stoops said the plan is to have you back by the spring dealing with the former injury. Where's the injury at right now? How's that going?
Yeah, it's going really well, really well. Just progressing each and every day, getting better and better every day. Really working hard with Gabe and that training staff in there, and the whole strength and conditioning staff is doing a wonderful job with me. And just day by day, continue to get better and better.
Do you anticipate being full go in spring, or do you think you'll be limited?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just day by day for now. Every single day I'm getting better and better. It's been a positive incline, and really just learning up and, going off the doctor's word of, how I can progress. But, like I said, I've been getting a lot of positive feedback back, and I feel great. So I'm really looking forward to it.
How much are you able to do in the summer, like building chemistry with your students, so that you're kind of working through that process?
Yeah, I mean, right now, this is now my third week here. So really just being able to get around the guys and really just, prove to them through my hard work, prove to them that, I'm eager to be here. I'm very happy to be here, but at the same time, it's an honor and a privilege to be here. So, I need to prove to them that I'm going to put in the work, that it takes, a lot of time and that I take it very serious. But at the same time, it's, grabbing those guys on the side and, diving into the playbook, doing extra film, and just really building that camaraderie like right now.
Ray talked about the two of you kind of doing that, like intentionally being around the building a lot, getting together, but also kind of show the guys that you're here to work.
Yeah, I mean, obviously me and Ray have, a couple seasons of college football under our belt now. And, for us, we made it a priority that, the first thing we're going to do is dive right into that playbook. As soon as we could get hands onto it, that's obviously a first good step to, achieve, being those new guys walking in, not really, walking around trying to figure it out, kind of getting a head start. So we definitely made it a point to that. And I mean, every single day we're in here, grinding with the guys, working out, but additionally coming back at night and grinding on film as well.
Devin, I know you've had kind of an unfortunate injury history. How frustrating has that been? Is there anything like you can do to kind of prevent that, or is it just football's football?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was just two freak accidents. It can be frustrating, but, that's the game that we sign up to play. It's a violent sport. But, at the end of the day, I'm still grateful to be here. I'm still grateful to, be around awesome doctors, awesome trainers, to where, I'm standing here in front of you today getting ready to play this season. Obviously in the moment it's very unfortunate, but at the same time, I'm a guy that lives by everything happens for a reason. So I know I'll bounce back and play better than I ever was before.
Coach
When you were
Cohen,
being
what
recruited out of the portal, obviously you knew the league wanted a pretty good chance he'd be coming back. How much did you know about his offense, and how much do you know about it now?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me was Coach Woody was recruiting me a ton. And he's the receivers coach here. He recruited me back when I was in high school and he was at UMass. And, he's just told me previously he had a really good relationship with Liam just over the years, knowing each other through college. And, when he started recruiting me, the first thing he started doing was just breaking down film, giving me an idea of what could potentially happen. And, instantly it clicked in my mind that I knew I could operate in this offense. So, I mean, really, that was the biggest priority for me, was finding the right system and the right fit. And, I mean, for him to make it a priority of, look, we know what you could do on the film, what you've done at NC State, and we know you could translate right into this offense. So it was really just a no-brainer.
How big a deal was it what they did with Will, taking him from a backup to now maybe the first pick in the draft or top 10 at least?
Yeah, I think it was awesome. I mean, it just goes to show that, if you buy into this culture, if you buy into this program and really give it all that you have to this team, a lot of good things can happen. But, at the same time, everyone's process is different. So I'm really happy for Will. But, obviously he's an awesome example of what hard work and, really just buying in what it can do for you.
The way the teammates were able to accept Will when he came in, is that a similar path you have with them, you coming in and kind of taking over that leadership role right away?
Yes, sir, absolutely. You know, it was pretty cool, like coming on my visit, being around guys like Eli Cox and Dane Key, and you know, instantly they were open arms. You know, I felt like, you know, I've known them for a while, even though that was my first time meeting them. You know, ever since I got here with the entire team, it's been that same exact way. I mean, they're very welcoming, and like I said earlier, they just want to see how hard you can work. You know, they aren't going to really pat you on the back. They want to see, you know, what you can do for this team, and that's all I'm trying to prove to them each and every day.
Devin, you mentioned that name, Dane Key, Barry and Brown. That's two guys that a lot of this fan base seems to be really excited about. Had great years last year as freshmen. What did you know about those guys when you came in, or was it more you kind of met them when you got here?
Yeah, I mean, I actually got a chance to watch them a little bit last year, just tuning in to Kentucky, and you know, I know they're young, but they're explosive, and they're very, very, you know, talented receivers. I think, you know, they each really just every receiver in that receiver room brings their own dynamic. I mean, for those guys, both of them to play at such a young age, I mean, they're only going to get better. And for me to be able to watch film with them and, you know, really work with them one-on-one, I think we'll all just make each other better.
Devin, your last offensive coordinator, Tim Beck, from Youngstown, a bunch of coaches here from Youngstown. Did that come up at all, that kind of connection when you entered the portal?
It actually did after I committed. You know, Coach Beck reached out to me and just congratulated me and just telling me his past relationship with, you know, Coach Stoops and his brother, Coach Mark. And he just told me that I'm in great hands because they took good care of him when he was a rising coach, and it's pretty cool to see that full circle now.
And with Coach Cohen's playbook, like you're digging in now, I guess, with him, what, just from you being an experienced quarterback, what about this kind of scheme do you think, what makes it so successful? Why would a quarterback kind of succeed in a scheme like this?
Yes, sir. I think, you know, the biggest thing that stands out to me is, you know, how balanced it is. You know, Coach Cohen does a great job of calling the offense and really designing it to where, you know, there's so many different ways we can attack defenses, you know, whether that's utilizing the tight end, receivers, getting in 12 personnel, running the football, using two backs. I mean, a lot of different ways to attack defenses. And I think, you know, just the biggest difference that I just need to dive into more compared to the previous couple of offenses that I was in is this one's a little bit more pro style, which I think, you know, you need to run to succeed in this league. As well as to help me just in my development as well. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to just keep on, you know, learning from Coach and just getting better and better.
Is under center snaps something you have a lot of experience with, or is that going to be kind of work in progress for you?
I've done it in the past. You know, we worked on it every single day at NC State. Just more so getting those actual game reps under center, but not that much new to me.
Devin, you obviously garnered a lot of interest coming out. Just how many places did it come down to, and of those factors, which one was the biggest that led you here?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, is probably just about every school from every conference. So I can't really say it was like a top 5 or anything. My biggest thing was just talking to my family was, you know, making sure I had the right personnel around me, making sure, you know, I had a collaborative relationship with the offensive coordinator and head coach. And then, you know, just thirdly, you know, the scheme of offense, making sure it's not too crazy different from what I'm used to, but at the same time helping me get to the next level and helping me succeed. And, you know, Kentucky checked off every single box. And, you know, originally Coach Cohen, you know, he wasn't here, and, you know, I didn't really know who was going to be the coordinator, but quite honestly, I just trusted Coach Stoops. He's a player's coach, and whatever he told me through recruiting, it all came true. So I'm very happy to, you know, be here.
Devin, you obviously have win the job.
No, sir. No, sir, I didn't. I mean, I got a little worried. He had a little bit of speculation of I didn't know if he was going to stay or come here.
You knew he was in the mix, though.
I heard he was in the mix, but I mean, I didn't know anything official until, you know, that officially came out on our social media.
Devin, you obviously have win the job. What are your thoughts on perhaps being a starting quarterback now in the SEC? It's pretty high profile.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to earn it every single week. I mean, this is obviously a very competitive conference, and, you know, there's not many slouches in this conference, if any. So every single week you need to bring your A game, but I think it all, you know, it starts now. It starts with how you work in the off season, how you prepare, and, you know, I'm just trying to get a head start every single day.
Have you been able to talk much with Will about just the transition, new guy coming in at this position and kind of handle?
Yeah, so I actually, you know, I've said before, me and Will, this past offseason, we were actually roommates at the Manning Passing Academy. So, you know, at the time, we were just talking about our upcoming season and how it was going to be. And, you know, next thing I know, I'm in Kentucky Blue, and he's heading to the NFL. But, you know, just talking to him through the whole process when I entered the transfer portal, you know, he was getting word that Coach Cohen might come back here too. And he kind of just shot me a little text saying, like, dude, if there's any coach in the country that could develop quarterbacks, it's Coach Cohen. And, you know, for him, it was really helpful and successful for him. So he was just trying to feed that back off to me.
What had you watching Kentucky last year? I mean, was it just happened to be on, or were you intentionally watching? Or
More so just like highlights. So, funny story, my sister actually attends University of Florida. So when you guys, when we beat Florida last year, she was blowing my phone up. She was like, I can't believe it. I was at the game. And I tuned into the highlights, seeing, you know, Will throwing bombs to Dane, and it was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, but you mentioned the injury luck you've had. Does that give you any extra motivation going into this season to make the most out of this year with this team?
I wouldn't really say extra. It definitely motivates me. You know, anytime the game is taken away from you, you start to learn not to take it for granted. So, you know, the moment that I'm able, you know, to get back on my feet from my previous injury of my leg, and then now my arm, anytime I get a chance to throw, you know, I'm just taking it all in. So, like, just the motivation of being back on your feet or back, you know, moving your arm again, that's, I mean, all I can really ask for, and, you know, just be blessed to do again.
Is your rehab, would you say, is it on schedule, ahead of schedule? You feel like confident that you'll be able to get out there spring and rip it around a little bit?
Yes, sir. Definitely on schedule. Absolutely on schedule. I feel really good. And really just, like I said, just, you know, taking it day by day, making sure I'm following doctors' protocols, listening to the trainers in the training room, and just making sure the strength and conditioning staff just keeps me on pace. But right now I'm in a really good spot.
Taking your action plan competition on the football field, or what
I'm sorry, what was that?
how did you take it to come about?
No, it was on the field. Just really just like a freak play, honestly, just pushing up in the pocket, going to throw a deep ball down the sideline. D tackle kind of slipped off one of our guards, caught me mid-motion, and really just completely stopped my momentum from going forward. I had a lot of force going forward and just tore the pec off the bone. So it was kind of just a one-of-a-kind injury, but I feel really good right now.
This year's Florida game, have you had any discussions about what she has to wear?
No, I didn't talk to her yet, but I don't know who she's going to be rooting for, so that'll definitely come up in conversation for sure.
you're kind of betting on yourself. I mean, you know, you could have stayed with the familiar for one more year, and instead you take this chance to come learn new offense, new teammates, all that. What's that decision like?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a hard decision. You know, after, you know, me being a two-time captain, 3-year starter, it's definitely something hard to walk away from. But, you know, after many conversations and just thought and prayer and, you know, just people I really trust, we just felt like it was the best decision just to move on. And, you know, I still have a lot of love and, you know, walked away on awesome terms at NC State, a lot of respect for the program. But, you know, for me, just in my development and just kind of getting a fresh start, we thought just coming here to Kentucky was the best decision.
What was your impression when you all played Kentucky in the bowl game?
Yeah, that was back in 2020. So I was hurt at the time, but the first thing that stood out was that offensive line. They were massive, and I was like, it's gonna be a long game. It might be a long game, but I thought, you know, Chris Rodriguez ran the ball awesome. And really just, you know, the physicality. You know, we knew at the time, being at NC State, that we were going to have to bring our A game from, you know, offense and defensive line standpoint. But, you know, it was a great game. But it was really fun to watch both teams compete.
Devin?
Thank you.